change the past. I wish I could, but I just can't.
Am I stuck here until I see the error of my ways? Until I repent? Or you're gonna have to wait a long time, because I don't regret a damn thing!
It can't be like this forever. There has to be a way to break the cycle.
Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and welcome back to an all new DLC for Revelations video. And today we're going to be talking about whether the HELLS retriever from Mob of the Dead was in fact spotted within yesterday's gameplay trailer for DLC for Revelations. Now, before I get into this, I just need to give a huge apology for my voice. I'm very sick at the moment, so if you're wondering why my voice is very off, then that is indeed why, and I'm sorry about that. And that's why there's been a bit of a lack of content, and I've been at insomnia, so I'm sorry about that. But if you do go on to enjoy this video by the end of it, make sure to drop a like down below. It would be awesome if we could smash 1,000 likes on today's video, as well as subscribe to the channel so you never miss a future upload here on the channel. But with that all out of the way, let's get straight into it. So a guy over on the Call of Duty Zombies subreddit called Minuteman posted something which was very interesting. As you can see from the image on screen, it seems like the HELLS retriever was indeed spotted within the trailer, and I will leave a link to the Reddit post down in this video's description. Now, upon looking at this image, it does look very similar to the HELLS retriever. We can see it flying across the screen, and we do obviously know that this map is going to be a mashup of a load of previous Call of Duty Zombies maps, which does indeed include Mob of the Dead. So it would make sense for the HELLS retriever to be returning, as there seems to be a ton of stuff from old maps returning, such as the gravity spikes and the Apothecary Servant. Now, it's a little hard to tell from this image here whether it is the HELLS retriever or not, so I've gone into the gameplay trailer and I found this segment where it plays. As you can see from the footage, it definitely does indeed seem to be the HELLS retriever. You can see it fly across the screen in the red fashion of how we always knew it within Mob of the Dead. Now, as he said, a section from Mob of the Dead is going to be available on this map. In fact, the whole of the cell block section seems to be available on this map, and the reason why we're getting a ton of remade sections within this map is due to the characters having blood vials from other universes that have been crossed off, and this is causing this perfect world created by Dr. Monty to essentially become ruined, and it's causing their past to all collide and merge as one. Now, because this section from Cell Block is returning, we obviously know that one of the dogs, one of the Cerberuses, should I say, one of the dog heads is in fact present within the right to the cell block. So it's possible that we may indeed have access to this area, and then there may be two other sections of the map where we have to collect souls in order to grant ourselves with the HELLS retriever, which, if you didn't play Mob of the Dead, it was just simply a tomahawk with a red glow. And then you could obviously upgrade it to the HELLS redeemer by getting kills on the Golden Gate Bridge, and that will be a one-hit kill forever. Now, there is indeed one other option for what this supposed HELLS retriever that was cited within the trailer could indeed be, and that could indeed be the upgraded sword from Shadows of Evil, and it would make complete sense for the swords to be returning within DLC 4 Revelations, because if you didn't know, the swords were the specialist weapon within Shadows of Evil, and you could get yourself the sword, which would just be an electric sword, and then you could then go ahead and go on a little upgrade quest and upgrade it to the upgraded sword. And when you have gotten the upgraded sword, which, bear in mind, this is the only ever specialist weapon to be upgradable out of all of the maps, what you could do is by holding down the ADS button, you would fire out a mini sword which would start flying around you and killing the zombies by smashing it into their heads. It would work pretty much identical to the HELLS retriever from Mob of the Dead. So it's very possible that the swords could be returning within this map, and maybe this wasn't the HELLS retriever and was indeed the sword, or maybe both are returning, who knows. Because within the trailer, the gravity spikes were sighted, the Ragnarok DG4s, and I doubt this is going to be the only specialist weapon on this map, as this is obviously the final map. I think they're probably going to have a new specialist on this map, and they might even bring back all of the old specialists. How insane would that be? Or maybe they'll just bring back a fair few of them, but it makes sense for the swords to be returning, because obviously this map is set in a big apocalyptic battle where the Apothecans have been unleashed, the Apothecan overlords have been unleashed by the Shadow Man, and there's obviously a load of cursed keepers within this map as well that seem to be in the transition stage between going from keeper to Apothecan, because we do know that the keepers sort of restore balance into the world, and they're essentially good if you honestly think think about it. However, they can become corrupted by the dark ether, and it is possible for them to eventually turn into apothecans. And obviously apothecans are evil. And in order to get the sword within Shadows of Evil, after we had unlocked the Pack-a-Punch within Shadows of Evil and we had helped out the Shadow Man and unleashed the overlords against us, we then obviously had to work for the Keepers, and part of that was indeed getting the sword and upgrading it. And in doing so, a load of Magwas would spawn, which obviously are apothecans, so essentially we would be fighting off the apothecans. And within the Easter egg on this map, we're obviously going to be fighting off the apothecans once again, and the Shadow Man, we're going to be trying to fend them off, and most likely we'll be helped by the Keepers. We did see Keepers within the trailer, but they were corrupt Keepers, and we also saw the brand new boss on this map. It seems to be again a corrupted Keeper, but it's got no cloak on, and what I think this boss is I think it's in the transition stage, but more further on than the corrupted Keeper, and I think it's in the transition stage between Keeper and Apothecan, because if you look at its head and its structure, it's pretty much identical to that of the Keepers, but it looks a lot more demonic because I think it's turning into an Apothecan. So I think Keepers will be helping us on this map and will be helping us to fend off the Apothecans, and that's maybe how we get us the sword. Now, another thing to bear in mind is, as he said, the cell block is going to be on this map, and maybe that's how we get ourselves the HELLS Retriever if this isn't indeed the upgraded sword sighted within the trailer. And one of the Cerberus heads is present here, so it's possible that area may be accessible, and that's one of the areas where we collect souls to get ourselves the HELLS Retriever. But not only that, we do obviously know that the Undercroft section from Der Eisendrache is going to be available on this map, and on this area we obviously have the Dragon's Head, and this was one of the locations where we had to collect souls to get ourselves the bow within Der Eisendrache. So it's possible this may be another location for getting us the HELLS Retriever, and then maybe there's another location elsewhere. Honestly, I don't know what to expect of this map. I think a lot is going to be returning. Can you imagine if the Origin staffs are returning? Because obviously there was that map shown within the trailer that a lot of people think are the Origin staffs in the center. What if these staffs are returning? And we've obviously got the gravity spikes. There could be other specialists as well, such as the swords and maybe some other ones. We've obviously gotten the Apothecan Servant, and there may be other wonder weapons as well, such as the staffs. What if we get the bows as well? Can you imagine if they put every specialist and every wonder weapon within this map? That would be absolutely crazy. What if the bows are returning and the staffs? That would be insanely overpowered, but I wouldn't mind it because this is the final map and it's supposed to be this groundbreaking map, and I don't think anyone really cares if we can get really overpowered on it. I'm not saying that we will be getting all the wonder weapons and also the specialists, but I'm saying it would be just insane if we did. But let me know down in the comment section down below, what do you think of this that was indeed cited within the trailer? Do you A, think it's the HELLS Retriever? Do you B, do you think it's the upgraded sword from Shadows of Evil? Or C, do you think it's something else? And also, for a fourth option, if you think it's the sword or the HELLS Retriever, tell me how you think we're going to be able to obtain it within this map, because we obviously saw a ton of ritual sites within the trailer, so maybe they're used in order to grant us the sword, although they're probably used to get us the staffs, but who knows. So anyways, thank you for watching the video, make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye. Are you guys interested in getting free COD points for 100% free supply drops and or liquid Davidium? Well, have I got news for you. There's going to be a link down in this video's description where you can download a 100% free app. Upon downloading this app, you can then install apps via this app, as well as sharing the app with your friends to build up a ton of points, which can then be used to get 100% free Xbox One, PS4, as well as Steam cards, which can then be used to get 100% free COD points and or DLC. Hopefully this helps.